Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy McMillan. I'm taking this real estate class, Business 428, and the subject that I got for my presentation is mortgage finance. And so I definitely learned a lot as I was doing research. I know this is a lot of basic knowledge, but for me it's useful and new things that I can apply to when I get to the point where I can purchase my own home myself. And so I hope you're all able to benefit from or get something from my presentation today. Alright, so I thought of a good way to teach it would be to give a hypothetical situation. So imagine, as the slide says, that you and your spouse, you guys have been living in an apartment for a while and you've been owing rent to the landlord every month. It's been consistent. It's been you haven't been able to own anything of the apartment, but you guys talk about it and decide that it'll be best for you and your family, and you guys start having more children as well. You guys decide as a couple that you guys should start owning a house. And so you guys try to look at your finances, and you guys find a home that would be perfect for you guys, but you come to find that the home that you're looking for that would be able to fit your family costs about 600 grand. Now that's a lot of money. And so the question now would be, how would you guys be able to finance a venture like that? And so that goes along with the subject that I'm presenting to you guys today is about mortgage. And so process when you buy a home is typically that you would pay an initial down payment, and down payments are normally not a significant amount of the overall price of the home, but you definitely need to save up for that. It's not a cheap price either. But usually um, after you pay your down payment, you have most of the rest of the amount that you have to pay, which money that you do not have right now, but that will be made possible after you meet with your bank. And that's where you apply for a loan. And so a mortgage is basically a loan that there's a lot of conditions on how you repay it, um, and so my last point there when it says, when we talk about the mortgage, the contract, two things to remember are interest is because the bank's owing you a lot of money, they like something in return. And so they kind of add interest so that they get something back for the amount of time that you'll be uh, using the money that they loan to you. And the second thing is amortization, which is the fixed payment schedule by which that you pay a fixed payment means you pay the same thing every month, and then it's just how many every years that you agree to paying based on how you think how well you do in your finances. And so one example, going back to the situation, is uh, your house would cost $600,000. Your down payment would be 50,000, which, like I said, is it's a decent amount, but it barely scratches the surface of how much you're going to have to pay the rest. And so, um, an example of interest would be 5%. And say the bank, you present all this information to the bank, and they say your interest is 5%, and they say this is how long you'll be paying. You'll pay, you know, 1,000, 2,000 a month for 30 years, and that's the amount of time that it'll take for you to finish paying up for it. And so, um, just throughout my process of researching this topic, I just found a few interesting facts. Um, with the interest and the amount of time, depending on how long they have you pay that fixed payment schedule along with the interest, you end up paying a lot more than what the initial price for the house was. And so, yeah, I punched in some numbers and saw the difference that it'll make, and it's a really big difference. Another thing is that the bank could take your possessions and your house as collateral if you're unable to keep up with the payments, which is a scary thought. So if you're making a contract with them, you got to make sure that you're definitely able to keep up with your payments. And then one last thing was that there's ways that you can after you purchase the down payment of a home and set up a loan, a mortgage with your bank, there's a way you can sell it right after that. And I've seen examples where, in fact, they've doubled the amount of money that they spent on their down payment, but they got that money back and got double in return, uh, depending on how they negotiate with the people that they're selling a house to. So there's a lot of ways that you can actually make money through this, and so it's just basic facts about mortgage financing, and I hope that you all were able to get something from my presentation. Thank you so much, and have a good day.